a lot directly on the ribs. Yes and no. You always have to worry about your hand's weight on a surface. I will never work on the ribs whatsoever unless I'm very well propped. So for me right now, so my elbows are propped on my legs so I can do this. You really won't see me where I've got elbows up or hands in the airs and try and do that, because I'm just not going to get the same feedback. Even you can just feel in your hands this way, right, versus my hands this way. It's just not the same thing. Why? Because now I'm suddenly using muscles I shouldn't be using, and it interrupts my weight transfer, so it's going to interrupt the movement lesson. So I'm well propped. The first thing you really want to make sure is the breath is good on also the person, because if your hand's on top, where the breath's going to go, especially if the breathing's compromised. So yes, I might be working more underneath to get the rise out of the breath, but that movement, and the second I did that, now all of a sudden he's talking, whereas here he wasn't talking, and then I do it this way and he's talking. And again, is it coincidences? Could be, but he's just waking up and playing with himself. He's got new movement. Also, what's very interesting right here, he actually rolled up over my hand.
Yeah.
Work I've done that he's here. Now he's sitting up and he is holding a phone, so something to take into consideration. I'm not saying don't hold up a phone. He needs to know how to do this with the phone and without the phone. It's just life. So this whole big thing of Zen therapy, I just don't get. So now I'm rotating into his knee and I'm rotating into his knee. Now again, I didn't work on this side. You can feel a big difference than this side. But also too, what I'm going to go back to do first is I've got both hands on the patella, and I'm just going to check his midline actually versus the rotation, just to see where, because that got more of a workout than the other did.
Yeah.
Now he's suddenly laying down and on his other side. Is he naturally inviting me now to do this? I'll see where he goes with it. And I'm back to just stage one. So I'm just going into his intestines and just seeing how far back I can push and what his back's going to give me. And this is where too, I just work around kids. Because again, he's not using his words, but he might very nicely be saying, "Can you do that over here?" And if that's the case, I'll take his invitation. I think it's wonderful. That's also why I look at the clock. Not to say when am I out of here, but let's say I need 10 minutes. I only have a couple. You know what I mean? Can I do this lesson just yet? So now he's bringing his leg up. I don't think twice not to give him neurofeedback. I might kiss a knee or a leg, but if that invites him to lift more, right there it is. So where I'm saying right now is underneath the belly button, right there, he doesn't want to really want to cross midline. And again, bladders, filtering systems, elimination, bowels, organ health. If your gut's bad, let me tell you, you're going to have a lot more wrong with you than other things. Like, not to pick on Diane, but constantly I can't come because I just have uncontrolled diarrhea. Now, with that, is it from, again, you can blame the kidneys, this, that, and the other, but her lack of availability is because of the bowel movements not functioning right. Nobody's going to say, "Oh, my stomach feels horrible. Let me go out to see so-and-so." Now, also, too, right here, he wants to push out, and that's his breath, versus letting me do this movement. He wants to push his belly out. So I'm going to go back in here. Here meaning I'm going around his ascending colon. Now we're getting nice and soft. And how do I know this? Because my palm can rock through his intestines. Now under his wet tissue. I'm going to do a little bit around the liver. The liver's a bit different because it's one organ. Usually there's two of everything in the body, but there's one heart and one liver. The liver's on one side, the heart's on the other side. You know, there's still balance, but They talk to each other. They talk to each other in movement.
Yes.
So I want to make sure that there's enough movement of the liver to do its job. Because also the liver supposedly grows. I don't know. So I'm rotating underneath the rib cage, but into the liver. Right in the liver here, it doesn't want to rotate. Now again, is this filtering system's working properly? Is all that movement comes first? What? Is it over?
Music. Wait. Shushu. Just a minute. Chill.
Mesmerized by quick results with your touch. Like we could be working hours and hours and hours, but we wouldn't get the same results.
Not getting the same results with your touch versus mine. First of all, I will say the biggest problem is that a parent has, and it's not their fault, you're still trying to fix. Okay, I want my child to walk better, so I'm going to do this lesson. I still go back to, you can say, can you show me this? Can you show me that? My principle is still the same of just, first of all, when I touch, what is a tonus? And so I look at tonus, not topical, but how is my touch going into the system? But what you see me is maybe a hand, a single item. I've got 5 fingers, 10 fingers. I trust my fingers. 10 fingers, way more than I trust my brain or my full touch, right? So when I'm touching, what people see is one hand. I'm really touching with 5 fingers in a palm, five length, not just the pads, the length of the fingers. So I'm getting neurofeedback from my whole hand, and I expect my hand to do the job. Now, I've said it before, I know I'm more right-handed than left-handed. Now, you wouldn't notice a difference, but I do. So if I really need the detail that I'm going to get out of my right hand, I'll move my body just to let my right hand have access. Look at him do back arches. Arches. Playing with the movement. Now, why is this sudden back arch important that he's doing? First of all, his whole abdomen just opened up, right? But what also opened up, and this is a first for him, so this is where, too, we have to work on this week. That means his pubic bone can drop down and the chest can go up. Now, that's diving. That's going into those kind of movements where I'm going, so my pubic bone's going up, that's driving a car, all of that, and riding a bicycle full on. Or I can drop my pelvis and my chest goes up. But he's doing it, why? Because his whole belly just expanded and he's just enjoying what some people would see as a stretch, right? But what I'm seeing is, this is the first time his chest cavity went over, the midline of the chest cavities went over the midline of the pubic bone in opposing directions. Right. So for him, that's a big thing. That's now reaching up for things, starting to see what's on the counter, all of those kind of things. Whereas before, if I can't reach up and I'm going to lose my balance, I'm going to reach up. So he's walking and stuff, and he's walking well, but he still has those functional issues of holding an item and walking or those kind of things. Now, yeah, he can get away with the phone, I get it, or a small item, but that doesn't mean he can get away with carrying a box or a ball down the hallway. Right? The special needs things, if your mom wants to put a box up overhead, I see this on the plane all the time where these poor people
It's after your phone.
All the time where these poor people are trying to put luggage in an overhead bin, and they're trying to bring their whole kitchen sink in with them, but they can't lift and push because the pubic bone can't drop while they're pushing up an object.
Do you feel difference in the spine now after working here?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Good look.
Wow. I was trying to do this day before yesterday. I couldn't get through.
See, this is where it stops. We'll feel it.
Yeah.
See, what I can't get over is just right here. Like if you put your thumb here, look at how you can glide.
Ah.
I just have never felt that before. And now when you come here, there's like his coccyx. Look at that.
Wow. I never felt that before.
I never either. That's why I was like, ooh, I'm so happy to feel this. Because he's actually sliding.
Yeah.
So it also could mean maybe that we can entertain more serious potty training, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So the fact that his pelvis is gliding, meaning the sacrum can go up and the coccyx can go down, I still have a bit more to release per se in the upper thorax, but I just haven't gotten to it yet to coordinate with all these movements. But we can entertain potty training. Why? Because I can't eliminate if my bum can't go in one direction and my upper thorax can go into the other. That's what the squat is.
Yeah.
Now, Asians still do it, that they can just squat down. Not all Asians, because again, with affluence, we're not going in the road. We have money, we go in toilets, which the toilet's fine, but that's what you should see is just nice squat. But what the squat allows, I didn't get this on record. Anything that I didn't get on record, I can take your video and put it into this, so you should be able to do it. But anyway, if we don't have that, then again, how do you eliminate? Part of it is balance. Part of it is, and this is again why Grandma can't go out to dinner. Part of it because she's too embarrassed to say she can't go to the toilet anymore. Especially if you look at like in your culture, I've got to move my sari or my kurta and pull up and go down and all these kind of things. Again, I think that's why older people are much more advanced in your culture. But when that happens and I really can't do certain things, it goes down. This is nice too. And I'll just use his music cue. It's just a little bounce. Like, again, Grandma's been having movement lessons now for the past, 3 weeks or so, since he's now living on his own, probably like a month now. And his trainer mentioned that he was bouncing to music on Sunday. And he's like, oh, Gran, do you like this? He goes, yeah, I'm normally not attracted to music. And so he snapped it and got what the band was. And the trainer goes, so this is a good jam for you? And he goes, yeah, I think it is. He goes, but his tempo of him bouncing to listening to the music, he goes, was completely off. But somehow he was picking this up. But it's just like a little kid can suddenly bounce. And I think his lessons with Felipe now are allowing him to become more adapted to that. There we go. Now I'm just underneath that diaphragm. He's like, oh. But this shouldn't be uncomfortable for a child, for me to not go finger pointy. I'm only right here. And again, pubic bone strike. And there it is.
Yeah.
And you're never too old to refresh that. That's diving, that's using your bicycle, gymnasts do it, all of that, dancing. Now again, not as nice on this side.
Yeah.
Look at this, see? Again, look at what my biceps had to do.
Yeah.
But on this side, see, no biceps. This is always my tell, right here, whatever that muscle is, that's my telltale. So now, even though he's on this side, go underneath now and just feel that and dropping him.
Ah,